or not yet. Let's see.
Not yet.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Should be able to see it now. Brendan, can you
Yep.
see my screen?
Yep. Yep. That's
Okay.
good. Thank you.
Okay. So the best way to generate rates is to go to all availability. It's much quicker to do it from here. Okay, and I'm going to show you on all availability. If I open that little plus, that is my resource category, and that's the rooms that's linked to that category. So that's where you can also see if the correct rooms are linked to the correct category. Now, if I open them up, I'm on bed only. I can click on, and you can swap through your different rates that you've got here. Bed only, and I can say show rates. And it will show me the rates that I've currently got in the system on bed only. If I go to bed and breakfast, it will jump back to bed and breakfast, so I can see in my campsites and dormitories I don't have bed and breakfast rates. No. And so you can swap through all your different rates and see what is the rate currently in the system. Then also you can say show me requirements. So if there's any stay requirements generated, it will show you. So mine is from the 17th of November. There's a minimum of 2 nights stay in these rooms. So that's where you can see your stay requirements, where they generated. This view you can have by day, week, or by month. And you can also set it up per user. So I can go to a user and I can say, or venue administrator, they want to start at the all availability screen, if they want to start there, or calendar, and they want to see the all availability in day, week, or month. And then save. So if you see it by day now, you can go and set the default to see it by week or by month. I like by week or by month because I can see my occupancy percentage here on the screen as well. If there's bookings in, I'll see it here and I can see I've got 3 of these departments and 0 are booked. Okay, so do you see it here on the screen there with the percentage at the back?
Mm-hmm.
So that's your
Yeah.
occupancy percentage. Okay, so there's Yvette also. Morning, Yvette. We started so long, so you can just go in. Okay. So we're on the all availability screen, just to recap for you. And you can see your rights that's currently on the system. You can flick through your rights and you can also see your stay requirements. The default, you can set it up by user to show in day, week, or month. So that's where we came so far. Okay. So if I want to generate new rates, I can click here on the black little button where it says rates. And users maybe will not have rights to change rates, so they won't have the access to those black buttons there. Then I can say, okay, for my apartments, for my bed only rate, I want to change the rate from this date, and I can generate it for up to a year or whenever, or a peak season, any dates that I'm saying. So I'm saying I'm using my apartments, bed only, from this date to that rate, every day of the week, and my rate is now 27. So if you see rate 1 here, that means it's per room per night or per person per night. If you see rate 1, rate 2, rate 3, rate 4, and child rates and pensioner rates here, it means you occupancy-based set. So rate 1 equals if 1 person sleeps, rate 2 if 2 sleep, rate 3 if 3 sleep, rate 4, and so forth. Okay. And if you have 2 child policies, you'll have child 1 and child 2. And the screen normally goes back because I did a full year. You can just refresh the screen and this little cursor will go on and now it will generate the new rates for you. So if I go now and say show rates, now you'll see it's 27. It's not 25 anymore. Okay, so I changed my rate from 2.5 to 2.7 only on my apartments. Now I can do the next one and I can say, okay, I want to do my campsites. So campsites is for maximum plus. I don't think any of you do have campsites, but I'm going to show it anyway. And I want to change it for November. And the rate 1 means, what is it for the first base rate? So my first, it's 200 Rand for a campsite for 2 people, and then 150 for each person that comes along on the campsite. That's maximum plus. Okay, so let's do another one. My luxury rooms is per person per night. So if I go and I want to change my rates for my luxury rooms, I'll go in, I'll choose my luxury rooms, and I'll say, okay, I want to generate new rates for bed and breakfast from this date to whatever date you want to. So rate 1, and my luxury rooms, I know it's per person per night. So I'm going to make that 650, and I've got 2 child policies. So my first child policy could be a free one. For 0 to 3 years old, it's free. Then I can add a 0 in there, and I can say my next child rate is 250. Or if I have a child rate in there for my first policy, I can add it. And if I have a pensioner rate, I can also add it. And say add, and it generates the rate for me. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
Done. So that's how from this screen, and then also the same with stay requirements. You can do it per room. So you can say, I only want on my apartment 1 for bed and breakfast from this date to that date. You have to stay a minimum of 2 nights with me. Add, and done. Only on that room. But you can also do it by category. And you can say, for my luxury rooms, for my bed only rate, from this date to that date, I need a minimum of stay of 2 nights. Full stay means you have to stay the full week with me. Or if I select Monday to Thursday, that means that the dates is on Monday to Thursday, that is a full stay. So it means I'm forcing you to stay that full from the 13th to the 30th. Close. Brendan, you had this one. Close, meaning close all these rooms that's under that category.
Mm.
Okay.
Yep.
And if I say add, there it generates it. So it's a much quicker route to do stay requirements from here. By room or by category and on different so even if I go my standard rooms for full board from that date to that date, if you want to stay full board, you have to stay a minimum of 4 nights. And I can say add. Okay. And now if I say show me my stay requirements, you'll see there's now a minimum of 2 and also the other ones that we did. Any questions on this so far?
Nope.
Okay, so it's your right. You can view with these little buttons here. And you can view your stay requirements, and these black ones you can generate ones. Now let's say for instance you want to do all your weekends with 2 nights minimum stay. You can do it here and you can say for my bed only from this date to that date, to end of March. Only for my Saturdays and Sundays. And Friday and Saturdays, you have a minimum of 2 nights. So you can also do it for weekends. The old way we used to do it, I'm also going to cover that because there's a lot of people that still prefer the old 6 screens and not use this new availability. For me, from this screen, it's just quicker and easier to do. So I'm going to show the old screens as well. So if I go to rate generator, I can select my apartments, the dates. I can select the rate category. But now I have to type in, and it's per room per night. Now I have to type in for every day of the week. I have to type in the rate. And I have to go and make sure this is now per room per night. But then with this per person per night, you have to go and make sure you don't have child policies, because you can't generate without any blanks in here if you have child policies. Otherwise, those children will book for free or pensioners will book for free. So that's per room per night, and then I can generate it. Okay. Same with my luxury rooms, it's per person per night, and I can say I want to do bed and breakfast, and it's $7.50. But then I have to type it in for the whole week. So this is for me just a tedious. And if I have child policies, I now have to go and I have to go and make sure, maybe you know, but most people must go and make sure. For my luxury rooms, I need to go and make sure that I don't have child policies in. So here you can see I've got a child policy, and I've got a pensioner. So it's very important then that I do this for my child policies. Otherwise, they will be able to book free. So you see, from the all availability, it's just quicker for me than to retype a whole week's prices in here and rates in here. Also quick, but if you select the full year on here, it takes much longer than the all availability screen. Any questions on this old screen?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
Then the stay requirements, the old stay requirements, you can also generate it for rooms or generate it for categories. And then I say I want to on this rate category, and I want to do it for my apartments, luxury rooms, my standard rooms. So that's how you can add different resource categories in here. And I want to say this is a long weekend. Let's say that weekend, the 15th of December to that one. It's a long weekend and I want a minimum of 2 nights. And I can generate it. Then I can do again. I can say for bed only for those free resource categories. On this weekend, I'm going to be closed. Set closed. So it will only close that rate category for bed only. So that means for this long weekend, I don't offer bed only, I only offer bed and breakfast. Then what you can also do, and you can add various long weekends in here. So that one is 2, and I can say my next long weekend is this weekend and a minimum of 2. So you can add multiple long weekends and holiday seasons in here and then generate. It's just no arrival. If you want to say I don't want any arrivals on that date, so you can say from the 13th to the 14th, I'm not accepting any arrivals. That is for venues that's closed on Mondays or they don't accept departures on Mondays or on Sundays. Some of them are on Sundays. Closed means close them up. They're not available on that rate category. Then what's nice about this screen, if I want to say from a Friday to a Saturday from this date, and I want to do a full year. So I've got for my whole year, up until next year, October, I want to do all my weekends from a Friday to a Saturday with a minimum of 2 nights. But I don't want to go and add all the weekends in here, one by one. I can say, now I say from this date up until that date, Friday to Saturday, insert periods. And there's all the weekends for the whole year. And I can generate. I can go back and I can say for my bed and breakfast as well. So I don't have to redo the weekend dates again. I can say generate. And I want to do another one. I want to do my full board as well. And that's also a minimum of 2 nights. So that's the old rate generator. agter stay requirements and the old rate generator, which the all availability screen is just our new view. And you can see everything from here. You can see your bookings. You can also, and I'm going to include it in this training, you can also do bookings from here. So let's say I want to do a booking from the 4th. Okay. So I want to do a booking. There's one in already, but I want to book out, let's say, apartment A. I can click on the nights, free nights, and I want a luxury room as well. And I can click on the free nights. Create reservation. And there's the apartment 1, how many people are going to sleep in there. And there's the honeymoon suite I selected. Then you can also, so I've booked it out now from the 4th to the 7th. If there's a minimum stay on, it will force the dates to have the minimum stays on. So although I didn't maybe select 2 nights, it will force me to take 2 nights. And now I've got the wrong rate. I want the bed and breakfast. You can just change it to the bed and breakfast and it will update so I started my booking with the wrong rate, but I can change the rate in here. Then I can just add the customer's email and click on finish and it will send them the invoice. Okay, if I want to go into the booking, click on the booking, edit, and it will take me into the booking. If I want to do changes or do anything in it. If I want to mail the document to the customer, I can just click on mail. If I want to print a PDF, or for the guys that don't use the check-in app, I can also check in the customer from here. Okay, if you hover over the booking, it will show you for who's the booking, how many adults, how many children, total, and what's outstanding. And if it's not booked under a company, it will show the bed rate in there. So I've booked it on bed, only that one, and that one on bed and breakfast. That one on bed and breakfast. Any questions?
Nope.
Hi,
Good.
hi, Andriette. Hi, sorry, I'm not too sure if you're still going to get to this, but just on the stay requirements, I do have one question.
Yes.
Obviously, through all availability, you can check what stay requirements have been loaded for certain units and stuff, like a bigger view of it. But is there any way where you can check like a list of all of the stay requirements where you can edit and delete and stuff like that? Where would I find that list?
So from the screen, you can click on the resource category. And it will take you to the category that you've clicked on. Then you scroll right at the bottom here. There's all the rates that you generated for this category. And it takes quite a while because it unpacks all your rates now that you've, all the rate categories. And if you want to see the last rate that you've got in, I've got up until 30/11/2024. These are all ascending and descending. So if you want to see up until which date did I generate rates now for this category, I can check it here. Then also, if I'm just looking for a specific one, and I say bed and breakfast, I can also see all the bed and breakfast. If I want to view more than 10 on the screen, I can view. So let's say you want to only for 25/12, only for Christmas Day, you want to edit this. And you want to make it free too. You can make it free too in here.
Yeah, and then the stay requirements for that specific room, is that also?
Okay, so that's your rate on this little button.
Okay.
Then minimum stay is all your stay requirements that you've generated. So if you, by mistake, you can see I've got 591. Okay, so if you by mistake close them, so that's what we had to do on yours. I had to come here 100 by 100. You can go to the next page, but it's more effort to go, and I can delete it like this. And I can tick that box again. So now it's going to delete 2. Then action 200 for me. Now say delete selected, and they delete those ones.
Okay.
So,
and then thereby, like, it will under closed, it'll be ticked if that room is closed.
Yes.
Or under no
or
arrival,
no
it'll be ticked.
departure, or no arrival. There's your minimum stays. So let's say, for instance, you had one for 2512. 25/12/2024. I don't have that far. Let's say 25/10, 2024. So there's my 25/2022. I don't want that minimum stay requirement. I can just delete it.
Okay. That's perfect. Yep.
So you can do one by one, yeah, if you do it by mistake. But always know closed means it's going to close all the rooms. And if you we've removed that all rate categories now, because what we picked up, people forget to select the rate category when they do the stay requirements. We had it all in here. So we had it all in here. Then they forget to select the rate that they currently want to do. They just stay on the top there at all, and then they close the rooms on all the rate categories. So we removed it now to avoid that error again. Okay. So you have to select the rate category now that you're doing at the moment. Okay.
That's good, thank you.
And then go and set yourself maybe to a month screen. I actually like the month, but in training yesterday, I set myself to week just to show them, because here I can nearly see a whole month. And there's a scroll bar at the bottom, and I can scroll through the whole month if I want to. So if I want to see my stay requirements and open up, you've got a lot of categories, Brendan, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, so I can now see the whole month. Okay, that weekend. Okay, so my weekends are done. There is my whole month. And I can see my whole month's booking. Or if you like by week or by day. I prefer these ones because they can show me my occupancy as well and my percentages. So it's just an easy way to see from the screen. They want the luxury room. Yes, I do have, because I've got 5 available, because only 1 is booked out. And then I can open it up and I say I do have availability, and I can say click, I want 3 nights. I have all still on stay requirements. And I say click. And as soon as I click, it creates the reservation here for me. So let's say, for instance, I clicked on it, but I have the dates wrong. I can still change the dates here. So it's only from the 24th and until the 27th. Which rate? I've started at the wrong rate, and I can still, or I click more than 1 room, I can still remove it. No, any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, so even if you come here and you click everywhere and you don't know what you've clicked anymore, everywhere that you've clicked, it will add those rooms. And you just say, oh no, remove, I only want that room, let's say 6 adults, 2 children, and I want it from this date and up until that date. And I want bed and breakfast, okay? And I'll say Henriette, And I say finish. And it will say to me, it will even stop you. If you want to overbook the room, it will say to you, this room can only take a maximum of 2 adults. So you cannot book 6 adults in it, and it can only take 1 child. Okay. So it will still warn you even if you've got the quantities incorrect. Okay, any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Benita, from your side?
Hi. No, all
Okay.
good. All good.
Yvette?
Yes.
I'm also all good, thank you.
Okay. Alright, so it's actually very easy. You must just remember, only a venue admin will have rights to generate maybe. If you want to give a user rights to generate, you have to go and change his user rights to stay requirements generation and rate generation. And if you want to see your rights, easy. So there's my rights. I want to see my bed and breakfast. It will bounce back to bed and breakfast. Now let's say for instance, I see, oh, this standard room, it's wrong. I can also just click on that day. And for that day, because that's maybe Christmas Day or New Year's Day, it's 550 and 200, and this is 400. And I say save, and it will immediately update the rate to 550, 200, and 400 just for that one day. And on bed and breakfast. If I want to do bed only now, I can do it also if you just want to do one day. You won't get a lot of that, but some people do have on New Year's Day or Christmas Day, they have a more expensive rate just for one day or weekend. Any questions from anybody?
Nope.
Okay,
That's
then
good.
I'm going to end the recording. I'm going to send the recordings anyway on the newsletter for 1st of December.